What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out the brand new Trishula fusion monster that has finally been revealed. You guys know when these were first shown in the Shonen Jump magazine, Shonen kind of hyped them up a lot and they said that they were going to have incredibly powerful effects. They basically alluded to these cards being worthy successors to some of the best dragon monsters of Yu-Gi-Oh history when it comes to like competitive play, and a lot of people just got hyped because they picked 4 extraordinarily solid cards that we remember fondly throughout the eras. But oh my goodness, guys, I feel like we already have the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh lie of 2018 and it's not even halfway through the fucking year. Oh man, spoiler alert, this card is absolute fucking garbage. I was so disappointed because there are so many people who consider Trishula to basically be like the greatest synchro monster ever created, and I kind of feel like it's the most beloved synchro monster ever, even above things like Stardust Dragon and Brionac and stuff like that. Trishula has a special place in a lot of people's heart, Plant Synchro and Infernity and all these other awesome 5D decks, and man, this card does not do the card justice. I think maybe the best thing about this card is the name. It's called Trishula the Ice Prison Dragon. That actually sounds kind of dope, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome. It's a level 9 water dragon. It is 2700 attack, 2000 defense. Those are Trishula's stat lines, so and you kind of expected that. Even the materials were kind of predictable in my opinion. The materials are 3 monsters with different names, although I guess I didn't expect it to have, have to have different names, but I did expect it to have 3 monsters when it comes to like its summoning condition. It says must be either fusion summoned by using the above materials you control or in your hand, or special summoned by banishing the above cards you control, in which case you do not use polymerization. I think that is actually pretty decent, the fact that you can actually like banish the monsters that you have on the field, although again, you have to have 3 monsters with different names, but that is quite possible. I mean, I don't know, maybe you fucking tag out an ABC Buster Dragon or something, then you have your A, B, and your C piece, and boom, you got your Ice Prison Dragon on board. The real problem with this card, and it's such a shame, is the effect, like when you summon it, is so mediocre. It's actually laughable. So it says if this card is special summoned by using only monsters whose original type or types are dragon, you can activate this effect. Look at the following in sequence and banish 1 card from each, your deck, the top of your opponent's deck, and then your opponent's extra deck. You can only use this card's name effect once per turn. So this card is a hard once per turn, and I read this card and I honestly thought that it was a prank because it banishes 3 cards just like the other Trishulas, and it just banishes them from the absolute worst place. Like, who the fuck thought it would be a good idea to banish a card from the top of your opponent's deck? Like, what purpose does that serve? All they're going to do is draw another card, so you're not getting any like tangible advantage. You banish a card from your deck, okay, like maybe you're playing Necrophase shenanigans, that's the only way, or Giant Rex or something like that, that I actually see that being a decent play. I would have actually been even fine if it would have banished a card from my deck, but then it also would have hit like 2 cards from my opponent's side of the field, or if it would have hit like 2 cards in their hand, or 1 card from their hand and then 1 card from their field. Like, that would have been pretty good. And what makes this one, in my opinion, the most disappointing of all these dragons is the clear fact that Konami has already made Trishula. They've remade the card fucking twice already, and both versions are actually pretty good. I mean, they're obviously like so significantly better than this. This is a far cry from the other versions of Trishula. You guys know the original Trishula was in Dual Terminal 1. Basically, it froze the entire planet. Then in Dual Terminal 2, they, revive it with the Evil Swarm virus, and it becomes Evil Swarm Ouroboros, which that's kind of like a more balanced version of Trishula in my opinion. That's what this card kind of should have aimed for. It should have been kind of the Ouroboros power level. And then in Dual Terminal 3, you have the Necros of Trishula, which in my opinion is just as broken as the original Trishula, and you saw during Necros format, Duelist Alliance era, most of the time when people dropped Trishula and it resolved, they basically won the game. This card is nowhere near as good as any of the other versions of Trishula, and honestly, I think it's just terrible. Like, I mean, even if you're playing it in a deck like Rockets, why would you ever go for this instead of actually going for, I don't know, just a simple Link monster where your cards will go to the graveyard, which most decks don't want to banish their dragon monsters. So, I don't know. I honestly don't understand why this card is so bad. It's actually frustratingly bad. And the only real argument there is, you know, kind of what is the worst card of these legendary dragon bunches. I still think that the Dark Arm card is quite playable, and the Chaos Emperor Dragon card is quite playable as well. But this and that Judgment Dragon card, man, they're no good. And I'll talk about the JD card in another video. But whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. I know there's gonna be somebody who's like, yo, Cap, this card is actually OP. You're not getting it, bro. You're supposed to run into Chaos Dragons. No, this card is fucking terrible. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.